Hi guys, it's Leo here, and today's video is going to be a very short one. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to install Windows 11 on an old legacy system. When I mean an old legacy system, I mean a system that does not meet the requirements of installation for Windows 11. A system that is very old, basically has not started using UEFI, which is the latest version of BIOS. It doesn't have TPM, which is one of the requirements for installing Windows 11. Basically, old legacy hardware that you have available. While we are at this, kindly hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon below to be notified about new videos whenever they drop. So it begins. Alright, as we begin, I'm going to do a bit of explanation as to why Windows 11 is hard to install on old legacy systems. As you know, Windows 11 was released on the 24th of June, and there has been a lot of outcry due to the requirements needed to install Windows 11 on your system. You have to have a system that has TPM 2.0, which is Trusted Platform Module, which is actually an onboard hardware unit that helps you safeguard you against malware and virus attacks, which is very good. But the biggest issue here has been the processor requirements. You're meant to be running nothing less than 8th generation of any of the processor band, which includes Core i5, Core i7, Core i3, and Core i9. The question now remains, what about individuals that are running old legacy systems? What about individuals that have systems that do not meet up these requirements? But here I'm going to show you how to install Windows 11 on an old system. In front of you here is a Toshiba C670DE. This is a 2010 system. It has Core i5, 2nd generation. It has 500 gigabytes of internal storage, which is HDD, 8 gigs of DDR3 RAM, and it has 1 gigabyte dedicated NVIDIA 520M graphics card. This system currently now is my personal workhorse, and as you can see, it is running Windows 11 already. I've been running it for about a week now, and I have absolutely no complaints. Just so you know it, the full review of Windows 11, both on legacy and on normal hardware, will be coming on the channel very soon. I also want to apologize for the lull in uploading videos for a while. It's been due to some personal issues that I'm trying to handle, or I'm handling gratefully. Then on the right here, this is the system we're going to be installing the Windows 11 on. This is an Asus X55VD system. This is a 2014 system. It has 2 dedicated NVIDIA 630M graphics card. It has 500 gigs of internal storage, 4 gigs of RAM. I'm going to drop down the most important things you need before you actually begin to install Windows 11 on your system. You need 5 major things. First off, you're going to need the Windows 11 ISO, which is here, and I'm going to leave the link to this ISO in the description below as well. Then you're going to need what we call Rufus 2. You have to prepare your flash drive for the installation of Windows 11 on your system. Then you're also going to need a flash drive, which I failed to mention. It should have been the first thing I should have mentioned anyway. This is a 32GB Cruiser Blade flash drive. You can also have another brand of flash drive around, and it should do the job as well. Finally, you're also going to need an extractor application. An example of this is WinRAR, WinZip, or 7-Zip. In this case, I have WinRAR installed in this system, and I'm going to use it to extract these particular files and folders that we need to be able to perform this operation. First things first, we are going to plug in our flash drive into our system. Please note, we're going to open up the Rufus 2, and that's about now. I'm using Rufus 3.14. I'm also going to drop the link to this particular application in the description below, so you can actually download it for yourself. I would run it as administrator. So, and it's up. Now, make sure your flash is plugged into your system. Go to device. Because I've already attempted running Windows 11 on this particular flash drive, that is why it is named Windows 11 Office 2021. However, on a normal day, your flash should be named whatever it is here, and you select it. When it comes to boot selection, it's going to be Dix or ISO image. Please leave it like that. However, on the right side, you have to select the ISO. Now, please locate the ISO for Windows 11. The particular step we're following is for preparing the flash to have your Windows 11 ready to install. Locate the Windows 11 ISO, which is on my desktop. So I'm going to click on it, and once I'm done, the next thing I'm supposed to do is to change the partition scheme. Now, you have image option as standard Windows installation, and you have a partition scheme as GPT. Now, please note this. This is very important. You are actually supposed to change the partition scheme to MBR, not GPT. However, due to the fact that the system I am going to be doing this tutorial on has a GPT enabled hard drive, not the system, is the hard drive that is formatted in GPT, and I do not want to lose the files because I'm going to be doing what I call a dirty install on top of it. I am going to be using the GPT, but please note, I will sound it again, please use MBR, not GPT. Please use MBR, not GPT. Please use MBR. So basically, that's all you need to do with doing your settings. You can leave the volume label to be default, and you start. So let's go OK, and you allow the Rufus to begin to create your flash for Windows 11 installation. While we are actually preparing our Windows 11 installation flash drive using Rufus 3.14 and our Windows 11 ISO, we then have to extract our Windows 10 ISO. Now please note this, we are going to be preparing the flash with Windows 11, or we are going to use our WinRAR application to extract the Windows 10 ISO. Now the reason why you need to extract the Windows 10 ISO is that this is the main core of this tutorial. This is going to be the main trick for this tutorial to be able to ensure that Windows 11 works on your old legacy system. So I'm going to right click on it, go to extract. Please note that any Windows 10 ISO from 2020 and above I can actually do the job and do it properly well for you. So that's it. So I'm going to right click on this and I'm going to extract it, and I'm going to hold on till it's properly extracted. Alright, I'm going to say yes to all because I've previously extracted it. So I'm going to say yes to all for it. So just yes to all. But normally once you extract it, you're supposed to have a background like this. Alternatively, instead of extracting the whole Windows 10 ISO, you can also decide to, which I think should be the shortest possible method, you can also decide to open up the Windows 10 ISO and look for the sources folder. The sources folder for the Windows 10 ISO. Please look for the sources folder. Once you look for the sources folder, kindly extract the sources folder to your desktop. So I'm going to drop it here. Rather than extracting the whole ISO, just look for the sources folder and you just drag it to the desktop to only extract the sources folder, and it should be done immediately. Alright, since our Windows 11 flash is still being prepared by Rufus 2 and is around 55%, we've successfully copied out the sources folder from our Windows 10 ISO, which is right about here. You're going to open this sources folder of the Windows 10 ISO. Please note, you're going to copy the sources folder of the Windows 10 ISO, or you can extract the whole Windows 10 ISO, whichever way that is preferable for you. But the major folder you are going for is the sources folder for the Windows 10 ISO. So I'm going to open the folder here. So I'm going to look for this file that is named install.esd. Install.esd. So you can ask for it, or you can just tap on it and click on the I button on your keyboard, and it's going to take you to all files starting with the letter I. But we're going to look for install.esd file. So once we find the install.esd file here, all we need to do is delete the install.exe file, and once it's deleted, that's everything. We're going to wait till our Windows 11 file USB is fully prepared. Then we're going to copy the sources folder of the Windows 10 ISO. This one we just deleted, the install.esd file. We're going to copy it over the sources folder of the Windows 11 installation. That's what we're going to do. Alright, our flash is ready right about now, and as you can see here, it's indicated that it's ready. So I'm going to close this. And remember that we deleted the install.esd file from the sources folder we extracted from our Windows 10 ISO. Now here's what we're going to do. We are going to close this folder, and we are going to open the window of our now Windows 11 flash drive. Here, this is a flash drive. We're going to open it. This is a window. I'll minimize this, and I'm going to open the folder with our sources, or the sources folder for our Windows 10 ISO. So on the left here you have the sources folder for Windows 10 ISO with the install.esv file deleted. On the right here you have the folder, the entire window of our now prepared Windows 11 flash drive. So this is just the trick. It's as simple as ABCD. It's very simple. All you need to do is copy the entire folder, the entire sources folder that we got from the Windows 10, and just paste it over the sources folder available in the Windows 11 installation, and just let it overwrite all the existing files that are available, and that will be all to prepare the flash. So we are done with copying our sources folder from the Windows 10 installation into this particular USB that has our Windows 11 ISO already prepared for us. So that's all for step 1. We're going to head into step 2, which is the actual installation on the Asus X55 VD. The actual installation is what we're going to do in step 2. So hold on. So now we head over to stage 2, and this is, as I said before, is the Asus S55 VD system that we're going to install Windows 11 on. And need I remind you, this is a 2014 system. It's running on BIOS, and it's a full legacy system in every single way. It's a Core i5 3rd generation system. So here I have my flash drive already prepared with Windows 11, and before I actually begin, I'm going to have to locate the boot menu of this system and configure it so it boots from the USB flash drive. Now, depending on the system you have available, the boot menu could be anywhere from F1 down to F12. I know of some certain brands like HP that have F9 as their boot menu. Some other devices like Dell have F12 as their boot menu. Some like Lenovo do have F2 as their boot menu. So it depends on the brand you're using. But for this Asus, it's actually F12. I do have an issue locating the boot menu on Asus. I prefer to go through the BIOS. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the system here, and I'm going to hit the F2 button. Please note that this is for Asus systems. I'm going to hit the F2 button until I am able to access BIOS. So now we are in the BIOS of the Asus X55V, and just a pointer here, you can see that this is still BIOS information, not UEFI, shown is an old legacy system. It has 8 gigs of RAM and it's a Core i5 3rd generation system. So I'm going to head over to the boot section, and I'm going to change the first boot priority down to my flash. Okay, now so we've started the process of booting from Windows 11. This is our Windows 11 logo here, and we'll have to hold on a bit until it starts booting. Then at this point, please, you will notice something with this. Yeah, exactly. You notice that the Windows 11 logo changes to a Windows 10 logo. At this point, please do not be concerned. This is just part of the whole trick to get Windows 11 booting on your system. So we want to follow through the many boot processes by selecting here to be our language and our time to be both English and English, United States. You want to be next, click on install now, and then we're going to select Windows 11 Pro. As you can see, all of the Windows 11 available options are here, from Pro Education to Home Net to Home N, Home Single. So we are going to select Windows 11 Pro, which is the highest version, and once you select it here, you head all over to next. You are presented with two options for installation, where you can do an upgrade or you can do a custom installation. I would suggest, for the purpose of safety, that you do a custom installation. If you have files existing in your system, you can do what we call a dirty install, whereby you install the Windows 11 over the previous existing operating system, like Windows 10 or Windows 7 or Windows 8, whichever one exists on your system. You can just roll it over on top and your files will remain safe. So I'll click here and I will head directly for the hard drive, which is here. I don't have much space, but I will still be able to install Windows 11. So I just click on next and OK. You'll be warned here, actually you'll be warned that there's an existing partition with Windows available in the system, but since you're doing a dirty installation, you just overrule it by clicking on OK. And that's about it. Our setup should be complete in no time. So Windows 11 is about starting up on the Asus S55 VD system, and we're just going to hold on until it's fully booted up to Windows 11. So after a wondrously laborious long period setting up, we are finally welcome to Windows 11 setup page. Now, I would have to warn you, if you're doing this on an old legacy system, be ready to expect long intervals whenever Windows 11 is trying to load up for the very first time. So here we are at the setup screen. You're asked to choose which country you are. I'll go United States. Allow it load, and you select your keyboard layout. I'll stick with it's US. You want the second keyboard layout? No. I do not want the second keyboard layout. I'll skip that. So you are asked to connect to Wi-Fi, so you can continue the setup. There's currently no Wi-Fi available right now. I will just skip that. So I do not have internet. I'll skip that. And I'll continue with limited setup here. If you want to connect the system to the internet to get up your Microsoft apps and everything loaded at the same time, you're very free to do that, but I'll not be doing that, so I'll continue with limited setup. And then I'm going to write the name. So I'm going to write the name of the device, and I'm going to skip the password that comes next by clicking on next, so there will be no password on it, and I'm going to let the system complete the entire setup. Here you have to choose privacy settings for your device. Personally, I do not like any of my privacy settings to be on, especially my location or find my device for now, but you can let find your device be there. If you're installing it on a system, I would suggest you allow find your device. Send diagnostic data to Microsoft. You can enable that if you want to. Inking and typing, all of these settings you can enable them if you want to, but I will disable them for myself. So that's about it. You have just wait up a few more moments and Windows 11 will be fully booted up for us to use. So that is it, guys. Congratulations, we have Windows 11 fully installed on the Asus X55 VD, which is a legacy system, and we have all apps currently by default installed. We're going to run just a couple of drivers, do a couple of shenanigans here and there, hit a couple of settings here and there, and we'll be fully up and running on Windows 11. Please, if you like this video, kindly hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon by the side to be notified about new videos whenever they come. A sub to the channel will be simply amazing, it will be simply therapeutic, and will be highly uplifting. Please don't forget that I'll try as much as possible to drop the link to the full modded ISO for this Windows 11 update in the description below. And please, if you have any issues with this installation process, if you have things you didn't understand, if you need clarifications, kindly drop a comment in the comment section below, and I will be more than glad to clarify you on what you need to know. So have an amazing day. Thank you very much, and let's kick ass on Windows 11.